Bryan, what have you enjoyed most about your group to this point in fall camp, and ultimately how they're progressing?
Truly has been their level of growth, from when we first got here in January, going through February in the spring ball, just their constant improvement, from not only them playing at the line of scrimmage, with their off-ball capabilities, and then of course rushing the passer. I've just been impressed with how much they've been able to retain and how much they've been looking to just improve and continue to grow.
On a personal level, what's it been like taking command of your own room?
It's been amazing. I'm learning from the best. On the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot of great coaches. Including BG, Coach Hay, Vaughn, Sione. And then Tosh, of course, at the helm. But there's been a lot of former DCs on staff that I really lean on. I coached my own room back at Benedictine College, the NAI school out in Kansas. But having to do it again has been pretty special. Just have your own imprint on it.
A lot of the Edge guys are new to Cal fans. Can you talk a little bit about the individual skill sets of some of those guys?
Yeah, a lot of great players.
Solomon's making a lot of plays. Can you talk a little bit about him and some of the other guys?
Yeah. What I love the most about Sol is that he wants to be coached. He wants to be coached hard. He holds himself to a high standard. So it's been fun to be able to work with him. He's dynamic, along with Emmanuel, and then even the guys that have already been here. Like Jay Wayne, legend. OD. Those guys. I really respect a lot, right, for them sticking around. And not only that, I think they're gonna, have a big time season for us.
Do you like their depth?
Yeah, I like everyone. I think everyone's going to have a role for us at some point this year. Every single day, D2, Ed, myself, Coach Tosh, right? We talk about that room. Especially with being Tosh's baby. Even when we go out there, come UCLA game one, I could see us having competition throughout the whole year. So it's going to be exciting.
How would you mark your growth as a young coach, being around all of these experienced coaches?
Yeah, I say it's steady. Every single day, I make mistakes. Our guys make mistakes. You got to learn from them, and you prepare yourself, right, to not let them happen again. So it's been constant, and that's what I love the most about it, right? It's like knowing, and my guys knowing that, hey, I'm not perfect. You guys don't have to be perfect, but there's gonna be maximum effort for us to be able to get this right and get this right on the right track.
So you've had like a couple aha moments, like that was like little things click, and you've like changed your approach like gradually over the course of this fall.
Absolutely.
Cool.
It's not one size fits all for anyone. But including our players.
A lot of the guys have a lot of good things to say about you on and off the field. Is the relationship aspect of coaching something that's important to you?
Absolutely. I think that comes from, being around a lot of NFL guys as far as like Hutch goes, Summy, you talk about them when it talks about player to coach relationship, all we can do is be there for them at the end of the day. Get them to know the playbook. They're the ones that execute it, So me off the field is a lot different than me on the field as far as, I want them to be able to have fun. I want them to be able to learn, right? Because that's the most important thing when it comes down to coaching, right? Can they learn? But from there, it's like, I'm going to have fun. At the end of the day, I'm going to make jokes. And from there, I'm going to hold them to a high standard.
How have you seen the guys respond to your teaching style and demeanor?
I think growth. Like they're now, be able to be a little bit more consistent, and it all translates to the game. When guys are able to know what to do, how to execute their job when it comes down to technique, what's left is just getting after it, So right now, they're going to be able to get after it and just be able to have fun playing the game the right way.
We talked to Darian a couple days ago, and he mentioned just how much fun he has when he meets with you and Coach Ed and just finding the different combinations that work. Can you just walk us through what that's like and kind of almost I don't know if mad scientist approach is the right way to say it, but just trying to find the best combinations?
Those guys are some of my best friends, man. Just sharing you guys the story, right? Ed trained D2 when he was coming out of college, So Ed's been in the game for a minute, right? Working with NFL guys, right? And then me and D2, we met up at Oregon, right? When we were with Tosh. So all of us coming down here has been kind of like a family reunion, Being able to lean on those guys, right? Like whether that's Ed hopping over my drill, sending my guys over to D2, right? Right now we're just a oil machine, right? So like we're all working off one another, and I think it's important for our guys to know that, hey, when they hear a message from me, it's going to be the same message from Ed and D2. And what's great about that is that even though our messages may be a little bit different, it's all the same. In that same, so it's like however our players take the message, whether it be different words and whatnot, hey, as long as they take it, learn from it, be able to grow from it, that's what it's all about.
In those crossover drills, where are you seeing the biggest benefits of that?
Work. Work, and no one's standing around, whether that's me, Coach Hawk, right? We're separating our edges from there, right? Coach Tosh taking some of the guys, working some one-on-ones, you know, and then, of course, for our linebacker group, right?
Yeah.
They're a bunch of hybrids as well. So just, you know, be able to balance out the time, right? Be able to make sure they're all getting the skills they need to be successful on the field.
Programs always
Pat,
talk about
go ahead.
programs always talk about message discipline. Every coaching staff talks about message discipline. You guys really seem to actually benefit from that. How have you seen it actually work this time?
Message discipline. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, there's a message involved with it, but then, you know, it has to be reinforced, you know, and Tosh holds that heavy hand. You know, he's the man that carries that big stick.
I'm saying with the guys going from, you know, from position group to position group to from indie to indie to indie, and they're all hearing a different version of the same thing. How did you guys really establish like the underlying structure of that?
I think that just all comes down to, you know, Hutch leaning on his staff, right? I mean, everyone has done this before. You know, they've done it at a very high level. You know, I think especially when Coach Hayward, he's working with the DBs here, right? But he coached the OLBs here before I was here, you know, and that was a few years ago, right? So, like, you know, hearing some words from him, right, and him helping me out, you know? So it's like, I just know I have good people here watching my back, and thus, like, I'm watching theirs, you know, and it goes for the same along with the players, right? As much as, like, I'm talking with them, you know, other guys are, you know, pitching in their ideas, right, giving them a hand. So it's like, it's been great as far as just like, it's been a full community of learning.
A consistent pass rush has been something that's been missing from the defense for quite a while. Are you pretty confident that you've got the personnel to generate a consistent pass rush?
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of good guys. You know, and I think they're athletic to be able to get there in time. You know, they just got to be able to read the set and from there go attack.